everyone, welcome back to Prerna Soni Speaks. If you are someone who understands English, watches English videos, read English and even knows a lot of vocabulary, but when it's come to actually speaking English, you suddenly don't know what to say, then this video is specially for you because I have been there too. For a long time, I thought that I needed someone to practice English with. I used to think if I had a friend who could speak English with me every day, maybe I would become fluent. But later, I realized something very important. You don't always need a speaking partner to start English. You can actually begin with yourself. And in today's video, I am going to share exactly how I started practicing English without depending on a speaking partner. Yes, so let's begin. The first thing I started doing was speaking to myself in English. Now, I know it sounds a little strange, but trust me, it works. Whenever I was alone, I started describing what I was doing. For example, if I was getting ready, I would say, I am getting ready for work. I need to get ready quickly. Where did I keep my phone? I have to leave in a few minutes. These were very simple sentences, but my goal was not to use difficult English. Understand? My goal was simply to open my mouth and speak. Only speak. And this is something I want you to remember. Don't wait until your English is perfect before you start speaking. Speaking is how you improve your English. The second thing I started doing was thinking in English. Earlier, I would think in English first and then translate everything into English. And because of that, my speaking was slow. So I started with very small thoughts. Instead of thinking, मुझे पानी पीना है, and then translating it, I tried to think, I want to drink some water. Instead of thinking, मुझे अब स्कूल के लिए ready होना है, I tried, I have to get ready for school. At first, it felt unnatural, but slowly it became easier. And you don't have to change your entire thinking pattern in one day. Remember, just start with small sentences. The third technique that helped me a lot was recording my own voice. Yes, I would choose a simple topic and speak about it for 1 or 2 minutes. For example, my daily routine, my favorite food, my school routine, my hobbies, my goals. And then I would listen to my recording. I wasn't trying to judge myself. I was simply trying to notice my mistakes. Maybe I was repeating the same word and again repeat. Maybe I was talking to many pauses. Maybe my pronunciation wasn't clear. Once I noticed these things, I could work on them. And this is something you can do completely by yourself. You don't need a partner. You just need your phone, your own voice, your camera. The fourth thing I practiced was shadowing. Yeah. If you don't know what shadowing is, it's very simple. You listen to a sentence spoken by a fluent English speaker and then repeat it, trying to copy the pronunciation, rhythm and intonation. For example, listen to a sentence, pause, then repeat it. Don't worry if you can't copy everything perfectly in the beginning. The purpose is to train your mouth and your ears to become more comfortable with English. I started with short sentences. Then I gradually moved to longer sentences. And honestly, shadowing became one of my favorite ways to practice English. And the fifth thing I did was reading aloud. Whenever I found a simple sentences, English paragraph, story or article, I didn't just read it silently. I read it aloud. Because there is a big difference between knowing a word in your mind and actually being able to pronounce it while speaking. So, take a simple paragraph, read it slowly, focus on pronunciation, then read it again. And the third time, try to read it naturally. This small practice can make a big difference over time. Another important thing I learned was this: stop trying to use complicated vocabulary. When we are learning English, we often think that speaking fluent English means using big and difficult words, but that's not true. Good communication is about expressing your thoughts clearly. You don't need complicated words to talk about your day. You can say, I was tired today. I had a busy day. I learned something new. I need some time to think. These sentences are simple, but they are useful. So instead of learning 20 difficult words every day, learn a few useful words and actually use them in your sentences. And here is another mistake I used to make. I was too afraid of making mistakes. I thought people would judge me if my grammar was wrong or if my pronunciation wasn't perfect. But then I realized something. If you are afraid of making mistakes, you will be afraid of speaking. Understand? And if you are afraid of speaking, how will you improve? Never. So I started giving myself permission to make mistakes. I started thinking, it's okay. If I make a mistake, it's okay. It's normal. I can correct myself. I can learn from it. I don't have to sound perfect. And this mindset changed my practice completely. Now, if you are watching this video and thinking, okay, but what exactly should I do every day? Let me give you a very simple routine. Give yourself just 30 minutes a day. For the first 5 minutes, speak to yourself in English. Talk about what you are doing. For the next 10 minutes, do shadowing practice. Listen to a short English conversation and repeat it. For the next 5 minutes, read something aloud. And for the final 10 minutes, choose one topic and record yourself speaking. That's it. You don't need a speaking partner. You don't need to wait for someone to practice with you. You can start right where you are. And if you are a complete beginner, start even smaller. Speak for just 1 minute. Tomorrow, speak for 2 minutes, then 3 minutes. Don't focus on speaking perfectly. Focus on speaking consistently. Because consistency is more important than motivation. There will be days when you don't feel confident. There will be days when you make a lot of mistakes. There will be days when you feel that your English isn't improving. But don't stop. Because language learning is not about becoming fluent overnight. It's about becoming a little better every single day. And one day you will look back and realize that the sentences which once felt difficult are now coming naturally to you. So, If you don't have an English speaking partner right now, don't use that as a reason to stop practicing. Please be your own speaking partner. Talk to yourself. Record yourself. Read aloud. Practice shadowing. Think in English. And most importantly, speak without being afraid of mistakes. If I can start practicing this way, you can too. And if you want, you can practice with me right here on Prerna Soni Speaks in my upcoming videos while practice English together through shadowing. Daily conversation, vocabulary and speaking exercises. So make sure you subscribe to the channel and keep practicing with me. Remember, you don't need perfect English to start speaking English. मिलते हैं next video में. Bye.